Describe what you saw.
I saw myself as a child. I was playing with my sister in the woods. It's not far away from the castle. I could see it behind the trees. There was a man there, too.
Could you make out who it is?
No, he had his back to me. But something very bad has happened.
What's happened?
My sister, she's fallen in a hole. She's screaming. What should I do?
Adrian, you're not there anymore. Remember what you did at the time.
I ran to the hole, and I don't know. I can't remember. You woke me up before I could help her.
I didn't wake you up, Adrian. You woke up of your own accord. It would appear everything in you is trying to fend off this memory. Seems you really want to suppress it.
Or I just can't remember.
The memory is still there. You just need to let it happen.
It's easy for you to say.
Perhaps you should tackle this memory in a conscious state. Try and find the place in the woods that you saw. You need an anchor in the present.
If you say so.
And with regards to the hallucinations, I've ordered a medication. It should help to suppress them.
Very good. I'll take it. At least you can rely on conventional medicine.
Please take this prescription and give it to a buyer in the shop. She'll give you the medication.
Oh, she's a pharmacist too?
In a little village like this, everyone has more than one role.
Doctor?
How can I help you?
Do you see me as being an arsonist?
Judging by your nightmares, you do at least seem to have a violence-orientated imagination.
Yeah, but Stephen King has that too.
As far as I'm aware, he has never been under suspicion of an arson attack resulting in 3 dead.
Whose side are you actually on?
On your side, Adrian.
Good. I swear to you that I've only ever told you the truth.
There are as many truths as there are people, Adrian, and we still have to find yours.
What can you tell me about Warm Hill?
Well, not a lot, really. It's a little hamlet that belongs to Willow Creek. There are only a few people living there. Most of the houses are falling apart. I think it's where all the miners used to live.
Do you know Ralph?
Ralph? No. Who's that?
Oh, not so important. Something strange happened to me last night. I don't know what was real and what wasn't.
Tell me about it, Adrian.
I was just on my way back to the village when I was attacked by large black dogs in the woods. Fortunately, there was a shack close by, which I was able to hold up in. I couldn't get back out through the door. Once I cut my way outside through the floor with a chainsaw, there were no signs the dogs had been there at all. Then I fell unconscious. Supposedly, Murray found me there in the middle of the night and brought me back to the hotel. I can't remember any of that.
A classic dream of repression. The black dogs, and then... there's nothing there. It's a deep-seated fear of the consequences of your actions.
I saw a woman dressed in white. Almost looked like some kind of wedding dress.
Where did you see her?
When I was locked in the shack, from the window, she was standing on the edge of the clearing. She saw me and then disappeared into the woods.
Did she say anything, or do anything?
Well, I didn't hear anything, but perhaps. She certainly wasn't just wandering around. It almost seemed as though she was looking for something.
Really? There's a legend here in Willow Creek about a white lady who wanders through the woods looking for her child. In vain, as the story goes. But no one has ever seen her.
Until now.
Don't worry, Adrian. That's a completely natural reaction to this myth. It originates from the collective longing for a pure mother figure who can be adored like a saint. Out of the whole thing that there are chosen ones who perceive her apparition. And everyone wants to be a chosen one. That's just human.
You've got an explanation for everything, haven't you?
Psychology is the modern theology.
Catch you later.
Take care.
My head's still pounding. Lucky that Murray found me in the woods yesterday. I probably would have frozen otherwise. I should get this medication as soon as possible. And I could ask the inspector whether Murray's finally corrected his statement. And I've got an appointment with the priest, too. It can't be that difficult to find my father's grave. Oh, and I should find that ominous place in the woods. Enjoy it, Darren. It's gonna be a long day. Just look at that. That's a buyer's mailbox. And there's the post from today. The package is from a tea supplier. It says here that the customer is Gordon's Palace. Either the postman's quite lazy, or he doesn't like Murray. Maybe I should take the package to him. I'll be dropping by the hotel sooner or later. What else is there? That must be mine. The sender's a drug company. I'll leave the prescription in the barrel, so a buyer knows that I picked up my medication myself. Weird. Murray isn't there. Murray? Doesn't seem to be there. I'll put the package on his desk. Hello? What's this? How come Murray's involved with the law? I can't believe it. It's a receipt for my bail. Signed by the judge, paid by Murray. What the hell is this guy up to?
What are you doing here, Mr. Michaels?
Actually, I just wanted to be nice and brought you your package from the village. But then I found this. I'd like some answers. What are you up to, Murray?
You know, Mr. Michaels, it's very simple. I believe in your innocence, and I'm sure you don't deserve to be in jail.
Yeah, sure. A miser like you risks 5,000 pounds in order to help a complete stranger. Nonsense. What's going on? Tell me.
I'd suggest you just be happy you're free, and we don't talk about it anymore.
Oh no, you're not getting away from me that easily. I want to know what you're up to, Murray. I want to hear it in your own words. Now!
Mr. Michaels, you know how it is. When something terrible happens somewhere, it attracts the people. But not forever. People these days are quickly bored and want to see something new. And honestly, it's been 3 weeks since you
I don't
last
believe
killed.
it. You paid the bail in hope that I'd start to murder people? Just so your damn hotel is fully booked?
Don't get so upset, Mr. Michaels.
You're totally insane. Screw you.
You should be thankful, Mr. Michaels. No one else would have put up your bail. No one else. You have no friends in Willow Creek. You're a lonely maniac, an arsonist, a criminal. You have no one but me, and you should be damn thankful.
Let room service know I'm checking out. I don't get it. A long pair of lopping shears. I think I'll borrow them. that? Flashback? Am I having them in the mornings now? What does this little man in my subconscious want to tell me? I better pop one of those pills. That's it. It's easy to carry the barbed wire away with the shears. I remember this house. I used to play with Angelina here when I was a kid. Could it be that Joyce was right? What a rust bucket. But it suits the house. What the? It's just a blanket. Keep calm, Darren. Judging by the security measures at the gate, whoever lives here doesn't like visitors. I don't want to annoy them. Nothing. No hole in the ground. Wait a minute. There's something there. A luminous sticker. Just like the one I found in the hut in the woods. Perhaps Ralph lost it here. Or found it. Does he live here now? The hole isn't here. A garbage can with a lock on it. Could be protection against wild animals. Or prying eyes. I don't think the place in my hypnosis was so near to the house. There's nothing there but scrub. I don't think searching around here anymore will help. If the hole in the woods that Angelina fell in as a child was somewhere around here, it's long since disappeared. Find an anchor in reality? Ah, that has to be the priest. Excuse me, Reverend.
Reverend is too much of an honor, my son. I'm Father Frederick.
I see. Father, I'm Darren Michaels. You might know me already from the papers.
I do. I assume you come to confess.
No, actually I haven't. I don't have anything to confess yet.
What can I do for you, then?
Can you tell me something about the graveyard?
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? You can really sense the centuries past when you're in it. According to the records, some of the graves are over 800 years old.
Probably all Gordons.
The Gordons have had their own crypt since 1512. The Academy was burned down and, well, space was needed for the many dead, and that's why the graveyard was rearranged.
Can you tell me where Samuel Gordon is buried?
I'm sorry, no.
The church here was built by Marcus Gordon, right?
The good Marcus, yes. It was the year 1213 when Marcus Gordon struck down his brother Mordred in a duel.
Marcus killed Mordred? Why?
A brotherly feud which had been smoldering for some time. Marcus embodied good, Mordred evil, according to the legend. Marcus beat Mordred. Good prevailed.
And what's this got to do with the Gordon curse? It originated in this period, right?
Yes, as far as I know. Mordred uttered the curse shortly before he drew his last breath. He put a curse on Marcus and all following generations. But that will soon be over. Lady Victoria is the last of the Gordons. The family line ends with her. Mercifully, one would be forgiven to say, as the clan has terrorized this whole region with its dreadful family history. But I'm sure you already know all of this. Seems like you are well informed.
Let's put it this way. I've been forced against my will to look at the curse in a bit more detail.
What do you mean by that?
My real name is Adrian Gordon. I belong to that clan there in the castle.
Oh, that's, I'd say, a surprise. Adrian Gordon. I thought he died as a 13-year-old. Didn't he fall down the castle staircase?
That's part of the dreadful family history that you were talking about before. But as you can see, I'm still alive.
Risen again from the dead. My congratulations and God's blessing, my son. And what is your relationship to the Gordons, if I may ask?
Perhaps you can remember Samuel Gordon?
Oh, yes, Samuel. He came to confession shortly before he... well, you know. Yes, I remember him.
He was my father.
That explains quite a lot.
Seems the gravedigger has also been working here for an eternity.
Mark? Oh, he does his job well. Yes, he really feels all that digging in his bones. He's been looking for an apprentice for years, but no one seems to be interested. Are you educated in a profession?
I'm a physics student.
Ah. Well, let's talk about something else.
It would seem you've been in charge here for a long time.
What are 40 years compared to eternity?
Can you tell me where Samuel Gordon is buried?
I'm afraid I can't tell you in which grave he's buried, but I can understand that you'd like to know.
Is there any kind of plan of who is buried where?
Not for the anonymous graves. But wait, I think I know how I can help you.
Thank you, Father. Thanks for the help.
May the Lord be with you.
Good. And let's see who's buried here. Funerals in August 1981. William Gordon, Dr. Heinz Herman, Victor Sebastian Valley, Henry Stanton, Dr. Robert Gordon, James, Samuel Gordon. There are 5 graves, but 7 names on the list. Too many. I should first find out which of the 7 is not buried here. Mr. Gravedigger?
Yes, lad.
The graves by the wall, right at the back, they look different to the rest. Why's that?
That's where the poor devils who have no money for a real funeral are buried. And the lost souls, the murderers and suicides.
Uh-huh. And they're just thrown in a hole and buried?
Well, they do get a coffin, but the corpse is put in it the wrong way round. Those who commit suicide, I mean.
Why?
It's supposed to stop the dead from finding their way out of the grave. They used to chop their heads off and put them between their legs to stop them running around. Pure superstition. As if you could stop the undead like that.
Have you ever heard about the White Lady in the woods?
Yes, I've heard about it, but I've never seen her. Apparently only those of pure heart can see her. That can't be true, though, 'cause no one here in the village has seen her, not even the priest.
What does that tell us about the people of Willow Creek?
Nonsense. There's nothing wrong with the people here. It's that murderous clan in the castle who've been spreading fear and terror for centuries. It's a pity you didn't do your job right, boy. The castle should have burned down to its foundations. Then there'd finally be some peace around here.
It wasn't me. I'd better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Aha. William Gordon, my great-grandfather. One of those who died in 1981. So, he can't have been buried anonymously. This is where Miss Valley is buried. Murdered by my cursed sister. Perhaps I should bring a few flowers the next time I visit. Victor Sebastian Valley. Little Vic. He's sure to be buried in the family grave next to his sister. I can cross him off the anonymous list. So that means that Dr. Herman, Henry, Robert, James, and my father are buried here. Now I just need to find out which gravestone belongs to whom. Here it says, Ichi Agnes Dia Ki Tolit Peccatum Mundi. A quote from the Bible and some rotting flowers. At least someone's been looking after the grave. Oh, but no more clues. There's some flowers on it. Well, what's left of them anyways. And a card. All a mother's love for your soul, all her contempt for your deeds. As far as I know, Samuel only had Victoria, his grandmother. This can't be his grave. A neglected grave. The most pathetic and saddest of them all. It could be my father's. A neglected grave, but still with a quote from the Bible. Mihi enim viver Christus est a mori lucrum. What the hell does that mean? Maybe, rot in hell, you sinner. Christ didn't pee on the cross for you. Something like that. A dream catcher. I've seen one of those before somewhere. The clues on the gravestones don't help me. Perhaps I can ask someone about it. Mr. Gravedigger?
Yes, lad.
People don't bring flowers here very often, do they?
You mean at the back?
Yes, for the anonymous graves.
It's surprising that anyone puts flowers on those graves at all. Having said that, nothing to do with the Gordons really surprises me anymore.
So there were Gordons here?
Yes, it was Lady Victoria and her butler a few days before the fire.
I'd better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Hello, Father.
Adrian, welcome to my church.
Does the saying Ecce Agnus Dea qui tollit peccatum mundi mean anything to you?
Of course. It's a quotation from the Gospel of John. John the Baptist was seen by many as the Messiah, but he said, "I am not the Messiah. He is the one who comes after me." The next day, John saw Jesus coming toward him and said, Ecce agnus Dei qui tollit peccatum mundi. Behold, the Lamb of God that taketh away the sin of the world. This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me has surpassed me because he was before me. John 1:15-29. The sinless who took away the sin of the world. Praise the Lord, he sacrificed his Son to lighten our hearts. Jesus Christ, our Savior, is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. He is the fulfillment of all sacrifice and the end of all sacrifice.
Amen. What does mihi enim viver Christus est a mori lucrum mean?
For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Paul said that, but remember, my son, he was referring directly to himself. It doesn't mean that death in general is gain. Not at all, for heaven's sake. To understand this phrase correctly, you need to understand Paul's situation in detail. He was imprisoned and...
Thank you. I've heard about that. Paul in prison, nasty stuff. But I've got to get going. How come William Gordon isn't in the family crypt?
He committed suicide, and actually belonged on the northern wall. But Lady Victoria convinced me that the circumstances of William's death couldn't be clarified completely. Samuel also doubted that William committed suicide. The way that William fell from the tower window suggested that he was pushed rather than jumped himself. But as I said, that couldn't be clarified. So this burial place was a compromise between what Lady Victoria wanted for William and my duty as a parish priest.
Who is this James on the list? Doesn't he have a surname?
Yes, well, James. He was William Gordon's illegitimate son. He hanged himself after years of being experimented on in the sanatorium. It's thought that he is the one who murdered Robert Gordon.
What kind of family have I been born into? Did you know Robert Gordon?
Oh yes, Robert. Victoria's first son. He was manager of the sanatorium, caused Victoria lots of distress. She was so disappointed in him when she heard about what he'd done in the sanatorium. He managed to keep it all secret during his lifetime.
Who was Henry Stanton?
Henry. The name is familiar, but I can't remember exactly. He definitely wasn't from around here. I'm sorry. I don't know anymore.
Who might know more then?
Ask Mark. He's in the village more often than I am.
Did you know Dr. Herman?
Yes. He worked in the mortuary. Was a very busy pathologist and a friend of the Gordons. He was in league with the manager of the sanatorium, Robert Gordon, hence the closeness to the Gordons. They both died a violent death.
They were murdered. And why were they buried anonymously?
After their death, they found out unpleasant things about them.
What kind of things?
Dreadful experiments on innocent souls, their patients. I don't really want to talk about it. They certainly never came to confession. Neither Herman nor Robert Gordon. They died as sinners and as such forfeited their right to receive the last rites.
Last rites? What's that for again? And why can a murderer get them, but not someone who commits suicide?
The last rites wash you clean of your sins and prevent your soul from having to burn in hell. Only those who repent their sins can receive it, though. If a dying murderer repents his actions, then he can receive the last rites. Someone who commits suicide cannot, and therefore lands in hell.
How simple life can be sometimes. Thanks for the help.
May the Lord be with you.
Mr. Gravedigger?
Yes, lad.
I've heard that you knew Henry Stanton well.
Henry Stanton. Which Stanton? Oh, Henry, the old drunk. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I knew him. He was usually sitting in the pub when I went for my after-work beer.
Did he say anything?
Well, he wasn't exactly one for words. He was one for beer, though. He drank like a fish. Used to hang around with Tom, I think. They did a bit of business. I don't know what exactly. Dodgy business, like. He was the castle gardener, but not for long. Perhaps a year. Then he drowned in a well. Apparently that Samuel had something to do with it. But if you ask me, Henry just fell in there drunk.
Do you know what he did beforehand? Or where he came from?
No idea. He didn't come from around here. He didn't have any family either, and I never saw him with a woman. He was a lone wolf. Ask Tom. Perhaps he can tell you more.
Good idea. About as good as using a hairdryer in the bath. I'd better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Hello, Doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course. Come on in.
Doctor?
How can I help you?
I think I found the place in the woods, but no hole anywhere. Just an abandoned house.
Ah, very good. That must be Dr. Herman's old house. Have I told you about him? He was also a victim of... back then. Since then, the house has been empty. No one wants to live there of their own free will. Has it helped you at all? I mean, with your memories?
No.
Have you made a thorough search?
Doc, it's November. It's cold, the ground is frozen. It's in the middle of the woods in a plot of land that's enclosed by barbed wire.
All right, then. We'll concentrate on it again in the next session.
You said you knew Dr. Herman?
Yes, he was a very extraordinary man. We met each other when we were students. It was a great time. But I quickly realized that pathology wasn't really for me. Unlike Heinz, I was always much more interested in the living.
You studied pathology?
Amongst other things, yes. Are you surprised?
Not really, no. Catch you later.
Take care.
That must be it. My father's grave. So the first clue must be here. Here it says, Ichi Agnes Dia Ki Tolit Hekatamundi. A quote from the Bible and some rotting flowers. At least someone's been looking after the grave. Oh, but no more clues. I can't find anything. Either there's no clue here, or this isn't the right place. Nothing. Maybe someone was just wanting to take the mickey. Or the message wasn't meant for me at all. It's futile to search any longer. It's just a gravestone with a quote from the Bible. Not a single damn clue. The quotation on my father's gravestone is here. The Lamb of God. That's what the priest thought. Aha, a secret compartment. I wonder who made that, and why. The plot thickens. If you don't want to suffer the same fate as your father, just keep quiet about everything that happens to you. No one must know of the secret that lies at the end of your path. But you're only at the beginning, and you'd be well to prove your innocence first. If you fulfill all the tasks that I set you, no one will doubt your innocence anymore. In this first task, you must look out for people who need help. Fulfill tasks? What's that all about? Must be another one of Murray's sick ideas. Huh. Well, I'll play along. Maybe I can piss on his parade some. The guy seems to be having a problem with his car. Maybe I can help him out. I've seen that car somewhere before.
Hey,
Yes?
could you help me?
Is there something wrong with your car?
No, I'm freezing my balls off here for fun. Bollocks. Sod it, the car won't start. You a car mechanic, are you?
No.
I didn't think so. You look more the theoretical type, am I right?
Kind of. I studied physics for 4 terms.
Well, that's better than sociology. Can you have a quick look at it? I'm stuffed here.
Well, to be honest, I'm not very practical. But I could get some help from the village if you want. I'm headed there anyway.
Okay. Drop into the pub, tell Tom what's happened. Tell him Phil's banger is knackered again, and he's bound to know what's wrong with it.
Tom? And what if he's not there?
Are you having a laugh? Of course he'll be there.
It could take me a while, though. Maybe I'll have a go. Nothing to lose, huh?
Be my guest. Over to you.
How old is this car? It's more rust than engine.
God knows. It's always started okay before, though.
My guess is that it was one of Henry Ford's prototypes.
Ha ha.
Are you from Willow Creek?
How did you know that?
Well, 'cause you know Tom.
No, I'm not from around here. So, have you found out what's up with it yet?
How is Ralph?
Ralph? I don't know him.
Oh, I thought you guys hung out together quite a bit.
Why's that?
Well, I thought he hung around the old house, and because I saw your car parked there this morning. Yeah, I might have seen him. It's a filthy dive, but probably much better than no roof over your head. Ah, yes, that must be it. A wire's come off here. Jesus, what the hell is that? Help! Can anyone hear me? Help!
Just shut your mush in there, will you?
Hey, what's going on? Are you crazy? Let me out, now!
So you can go and graft to the fuzz? Forget it.
What are you up to? Help!
Oh, shut it. No one can hear you. You're staying in there till I decide what to do with you.
Hey, maybe we can talk this over. Look, I promise I won't breathe a word.
Oh, yeah. That's what they all say. Look, make yourself comfy. Today could be your last.
No, you can't do this!
You have no idea what I am capable of. Have fun. I got things to do now.
Wait! Hey! Oh my god. If I can't find a way out of here fast, that maniac is gonna kill me. For Christ's sake, Mordred, you could at least help me out for once. I can make out a few holes, but not much else. It looks like a kind of door. Something's blocking the door from outside. I can't open it. The top is metal, but it doesn't seem to be that thick. It's really rusty. The whole thing's fallen apart. It's totally rusted through. I can get out this way. Hell, there's something here. It's moving back and forth. Oh my god, I think I know where I am. It must be some kind of cold room where they keep dead bodies. Huh. There's a kind of stretcher up there that you can pull out. Okay, I'll just fix up my own handle. Whoa. Oh, yuck. Gross. What kind of stench is that? I gotta get out of here fast. Okay, I've really gotta get behind it. At last. I'm out of here. I don't see a significant improvement in my situation here. The light switch should be somewhere around here. That's not it. That was easy. What the hell did I press before? Oh, it looks like an intercom system, but it doesn't seem to be working. Cold compartments like you see in a morgue. It could have been one once. Luckily, these things don't work anymore, or I'd probably have frozen to death. I know it's definitely not a good idea to have a look inside. It stinks like hell. But I'd love to know if there's anyone or anything moldering in there. Oh, I could have passed on that one. And to think I was just climbing on this thing. Medical records you see in hospitals. Oh, and pathology labs. Most of them are rusted and unusable. Only this file here looks usable. Anyway, any kid who reads comics knows you can use a file to get out of jail. An old skeleton. That's not very useful. What can I do with it? Whoops, the skull looks a bit wobbly. Yep, it's loose. So off with it. 2 heads are better than none at all. It gives pulling my leg a whole new meaning. A human skull. A replica, probably. Something's rattling around in there. Either his brain has dried up, or someone has hidden something in the skull. A reel of film. These metal boxes are normally used as cash boxes. This one has a combination lock. Plain, untipped cigarettes. If I never get out of here, then at least I can become a smoker. A small bottle of smelling salts? None left. Pity. Practical applications of chemistry. Quite a nice tome. It could prove to be a handy reference book. A marvelous tool. So small and yet it slices through flesh like butter. Great. Now I've got a few wires. The compartment is padlocked, too. There are air holes here, like in my compartment. Damn! Jeez, there's someone in there. I can hear breathing. Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Can you hear me? Whoever's in there must be in a deep sleep. There's no way of waking them up. An ancient film projector. I'd be amazed if it still worked. If I don't put the film in, it's as good as any other light. If I don't put the film in, it's as good as any other light. Lucky I always had to load the films in school. It's not as easy as you might think. An old yellowed screen. Lots of film and photography equipment. Oh, this looks like an attachment for a camera. What's this? Different colored transparencies in a frame. You can pull them in and out. I think it's a colored filter for cameras. I fixed the color filter to the front of the projector, so I can now use the different color gels to watch the film in bright colors. So let's have a look and see what's on this film. Hmm. 2180. A 4-digit combination. That Phil is one slime mother. Not a bad idea. Hiding a combination in a film that can also only be seen using a special color filter. If the numbers on the film are the combination for this box, then... an envelope. Let's see. As I said already, I can't do anything with the photo. It looks like the person concerned has left the village and is therefore of no further interest to me. You've already gotten too much money out of me for the pictures of the fire, so that's it now. I have a new job for you. As far as I know, the Fire Fiend will be released sometime next week. He's a ticking time bomb that could blow up again at any time. Perhaps we could encourage him a little. Watch him, don't let him out of your sight. I want you to write down everything he does. Further instructions to follow. M. M? M. That could only be Murray. That, deserves the worst. There are gonna be some serious consequences. I've been through some horrible things, but this is really going too far. If I can repair the photocopier, the intercom will be child's play. There you go. I told you so. Now, in theory, I can lure Phil down here. Okay, I can try it now. Damn, I didn't connect the wires up right. But that should... Huh. I can hear footsteps.
What's all this? Turn that light off!
He's been knocked out. I'd better take care of this, just in case. An empty plastic bottle. Something tells me I'm gonna need it. Phil doesn't seem to have touched the display case. No wonder. The only things in here are books and... a glass flask. They're mainly used in chemistry. Let's see. Maybe I can find some info on the compound. Okay, what does it say? Deer antlers ground to make ammonium powder. Heat, blah blah blah, crystallizes to form what are known as smelling salts. That shouldn't be too difficult. I have the most important ingredient for my smelling salts. Sorry, Bambi, but it definitely won't hurt you anymore. I now have the ammonium powder. Okay, that should be enough. The powder is in the glass flask. A working Bunsen burner. Gets right into your lungs. I'll fill up the smelling salts bottle. I'll leave the book here. This key fits. Oh no, it's Ralph. Oh my God, what has Phil done to him? His face, his upper body, covered in cuts, and his entire body, dry blood everywhere. The disgusting bastard Phil, he's gonna pay for this.
What? Where? Ah! This isn't Ralph's house! This isn't Ralph's house! Go away! Go away!
Ralph,
Leave
it's okay.
Ralph alone!
It's okay, Ralph!
Mr. Bobby! Where are you? Mr. Bobby!
Ralph, it's all right. Shh! Ralph, it's me, Darren. It's okay. Here, look. It's Mr. Bubby. You see? Everything's okay.
Bubby, 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 Bubby.
Wow. Ralph ran like the devil himself was after him. I won't see him back in a hurry. I don't think I can do anything more down here. Time to deal with Phil. Then, I'm out of here. Just in time.
You Yankee tosser! I'll have you! Get out of here! Just you wait! You can!
That was obvious. I need the BIOS password. Morgue. That was the correct password. So let's see what we can do with the PC. That looks interesting. Unlock.exe. I'll run it. 1 for cellar door. No. Don't think so. 2 for storeroom. Storeroom? Yeah, I'll go for that. That came from the direction of the cupboard. A disc. What's on it, I wonder? Drawers full of electronic junk. Something under here looks a bit strange. Cables going under the cupboard. Something clicked. I'll have a look. It was a kind of remote-controlled locking device. This appears to be Phil's treasure vault. A list of sums of money. The library taught, £200. The foreign woman, £500. The Yank, £100, £2,500, £300. I think Yank must refer to me. What's that all about? Some kind of bounty? Is that why Phil locked me up? To get money? There's an M and a tick after each sum of money, but not next to the one for the foreign woman. Betamax video cassettes. Strange format. What does it say here? Ralph, summer 1990. Are they Ralph's vacation videos? Before he went crazy? Or... But why were they hidden away? And what's this? James, August to October 1979. And older and more recent dates. I can't figure it out. I'll just take the Ralph cassette with me. I want to know what's on it. There's a Betamax recorder plugged in here. So let's see what's on the video cassette. What's that? Ralph sitting there, tied to a chair. That's here in the cellar. What are they? Oh, it's a torture video. I don't need to see anymore. I really don't want to know what's on the other videos. Phil's porno TV chair. There's no way I'm touching that. You goddamn... More weapons. A gun, a heap of ammo, and... a knife. Cheap knives. The cheapest and nastiest for miles around. But... a gun might come in handy. Hell, what am I doing here? Am I out of my mind? I can't go around carrying the gun, but I don't want to leave it here either. I'll have to get rid of it somewhere. I'll pocket the ammo too. But there's more stuff here. A necklace. Oh, it looks valuable. Stolen, more than likely. I'll take it as compensation for all the crap I've suffered here. Phil will just have to get over it. I wonder if Phil has a key to this, too. How about that? Here it is. Ugh, just a heap of ash. No corpse. Well, not in its usual form, anyways. And there's something else there. A small cardboard tube that Phil must have thrown away recently. It actually looks quite useful. And what have we here? An iron M. I guess that was originally from the writing above the front door. Chuck the thing away. I'll get rid of the other weapon, too. That's that job done. Now, I'll have to ask Murray a few questions.
Ah, Mr. Michaels, have you had a pleasant day?
Mr. Michaels? Why aren't you calling me Mr. Fire Fiend? I know you like calling me that. I also know you're having me watched. That you set a perverted gun nut onto me who has a whole load of corpses in his cellar?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Michaels. Are you not feeling well? You seem a little tense.
You will be too, very soon. Unfortunately, I found a letter that proves everything, written in your handwriting, to a certain Phil. He'll be sitting pretty in the slammer very soon if I take this to the police.
Very well, Mr. Michaels. I too can do something. As you will have already ascertained from this letter, I am in possession of some photos that are extremely damaging for you, for which I have paid a large sum of money. Do you want to know what they show?
What could they show? I'm totally innocent.
You, Mr. Michaels, are on them. You can be seen running from the burning castle. Had you not put on record that you were nowhere near the castle on the day of the fire? What would the judge have to say to that? I almost fear that would be your death sentence. And just imagine, I could even profit from it. Brave hotelier convicts arsonist. I've got you where I want you, Mr. Michael.
You won't get away with it. I'll press charges against you for blackmail.
Of course you will. A pathetic lunatic from America comes to England, kills half a dozen people, and then accuses a respectable hotelier of blackmail? Wake up! You're up to your neck in it. Do what I tell you, and you'll stay alive at least.
We'll see who's gonna stay alive, you cretin!
Ah! God, oh, that burns. I wanted to kill him. I really wanted to kill him. And I had no scruples whatsoever. There was something liberating about it. Oh, what's wrong with me? This can't be me. First these visions, and now it's becoming real. It isn't good, Adrian. It really isn't good. The medication, I should take it more regularly. Oh, now isn't the time to lose your nerve. Murray antagonized me, and yeah, that could easily flip me out. It's perfectly normal. Nothing unusual. It can happen to anyone. And it happens in the best of families. Jeez, no. This happens a heck of a lot in my family. It's the goddamn curse or whatever. These damn pills don't help either. Or do they? Ugh. I just don't know what to do anymore. Maybe Victoria could help me. She knows all about our family and this curse. But she doesn't believe me. But can you blame her? No. I'm starting to have doubts about me. Okay, slowly now. What should I do? If the guy goes to the police now, I've had it. These photos, I must find and destroy the photos. Then he won't have anything more on me. One problem less. I bet he's got the photos somewhere in his office. A large steel locker. If Murray has something he wants to keep safe, it's sure to be in here. No chance. This thing's locked and made of solid steel. It's also screwed into the floor, and I don't know the combination. I can't believe that Murray keeps the key for the locker here, but I'll check all the same. What have we got here? This is a user manual for the steel locker. Interesting. If you have forgotten your combination, the serial number is stamped on the rear panel. Write it down and telephone the following number: 01473/serial number plus the last 2 digits of your year of birth. An automated information desk will then tell you your combination. That's what I call service. Now I just need Murray's date of birth and the serial number. Murray's date of birth will probably be on here. There it is. 1942. Huh. He's quite an old-timer. The creep. It's 3.5 meters from the corner to the place where the steel locker stands. If I've got it right in my mind, the steel locker must be exactly behind this part of the wall. I'll remove the wallpaper. A brick wall. Looks very old and the mortar's crumbling. I can use this to scratch out the mortar from between the bricks. That should do it. That's the back wall of the steel locker. And here's the serial number. 8528-173. All right then, let's see if it works.
The combination is 4 right, 8 left, 15 right, 16 left, 23 right, 42 left.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Ta-da! How about that? Various photos of different people. Denise and Spooner doing... Oh, and here's one of Matt taking a leak on the police station. Is that why he was in the slammer? I'll get rid of all this crap the next chance I get. There's something else in the envelope. Bingo! Reliable photographic evidence. And it doesn't prove my guilt, but Angelina's. Caught in the act of arson. I gotta show this to Victoria right away. It'll convince her of my innocence. I just need to avoid running into Sister Antolini. She'd be sure to send me packing again. And Murray was just bluffing. There aren't any compromising photos of me. There she is again. The white lady from the shack. What? Oh, she's coming closer. Whoa, she's floating like a ghost. What if she is one? Keep calm, Darren. At least it would be better than one of those hellhounds. A friendly ghost is actually fine, particularly when it's so beautiful. Also sad. Should I follow her? Into the realm of the dead, or what? Oh, whatever. I've still got a whole packet of Halo Paradox with me. If the whole thing gets a bit too crazy for me, I'll take one. Where's she gone now? Strange, I hardly let her out of my sight. The gate is open for me? I hope the ghost is some kind of angel. This isn't the gate to hell. There's a candle. If I don't have a flashlight, I should at least take this with me. Click. Let there be light. I can use the pliers to get the slug out of the pocket. That way I'll make the thing harmless and get a charge of gunpowder at the same time. I'll fill the cardboard tube with the gunpowder. Just a shame that it always trickles out of the ends. I can seal the cardboard roll with the wax, so the gunpowder doesn't trickle out. I'll stick the cigarette in one end of the cardboard roll. If you light the cigarette, it'll burn down and make the gunpowder explode. So now I've built my own firework. The lamp is the perfect place to set off my firework. It's dry, and the construction guys are sure to notice a broken lamp. Okay, I've got about 2 minutes until this explodes. So, it's time. After all, I want to be in the front row when the show begins.
Whoa! What was that?
Sounded like a gunshot.
Damn, why aren't they going out?
Might have been a firework. I saw one of them spotty kids messing around on the wall again recently.
Have you seen what they've done to our scaffolding?
No. I've been on the facade since last week.
They've covered it in paint. Go and have a look. It's like a hippie ladder.
Little sods. Why are they hanging around here not in school? What's that about?
Steve, I've got an idea.
What kind of idea, Greg?
Why don't we stick their fireworks up their spotty bums and fly under the moon?
Yeah, why not?
Blast. I hope they don't actually catch up with those poor kids. Could turn ugly. Damn.
What's all that noise? Greg, Steve, was that you? Hey, Greg! Steve! What the heck is going on here?
She's disappearing into the hall. Now full speed to Victoria. Victoria? Please wake up, Victoria.
What? Who? Adrian? What are you doing here? I told you, I don't want to see you again.
I'm sorry, but I gotta talk to you. I can prove I'm innocent. There's that order that followed me.
Miss Valley's order? A bunch of bunglers. They wanted to prevent something like what happened 12 years ago from happening again. But they've got no idea what they're fighting against. Most of them see it as an amusing diversion from their lives. Acting mysteriously and having secret meetings in silly frocks. Miss Valley was the only one who really knew what it was about. The original order has existed for hundreds of years. It keeps the secrets hidden. However, we supported Miss Valley financially. It was, after all, in our interest that you, Adrian, did not return to Black Mirror.
I see. You can see Angelina here on this photo, Victoria, killing Miss Valley. Here, look at it.
Angelina? But why? I don't understand.
Angelina also gave the order to set the castle on fire. And she killed Sally, Catherine, and Lewis, all just because of Mordred's curse. She needed my blood, because only male Gordons are capable of activating Mordred's power. You knew about that, Victoria. Please don't tell me you didn't know.
But she was my little Angelina. How could she do something like that?
I was hoping you could tell me that. I saw something strange there, and I don't know who else I could ask about it. This white lady, exactly the one in this painting. Or very similar, I don't know. Either way, I saw her in the woods. She was running around like a ghost. But it wasn't a ghost, was it?
A white lady in the woods? Are you sure?
So it really was a ghost. Oh my god, I really am going crazy.
No. Calm down, Adrian. Everything's fine. Perhaps better than I dared to hope. Tell me more about the lady. What did she look like? What did she have on?
I didn't see her all that well. She had long white hair, she had a long dress on with a belt, some kind of coat of arms on it.
The woman you saw is Maria Gordon, Mordred's wife. She can find no peace. Not for centuries. She wanders the woods of Black Mirror because she's searching for her child. Her child and Mordred's. I've seen her too.
You've seen her too? Then she really does exist.
We're in Black Mirror Castle, Adrian. Which reality are you talking about?
What happened to the child?
All right, what I'm about to tell you has never left these walls. And it would be good if it stayed that way. It's perhaps the oldest of our family stories, and also the most dreadful. You want to know what happened to the child? That's what Maria asks herself to this day. All we know is that Mordred took it away because he thought it wasn't his biological child. He thought Maria cheated on him with his brother, Marcus, and wanted to make her pay for that. What he did to the child remains a mystery until today. It was never seen again.
So Mordred's wife was unfaithful, and because of that he cursed everyone?
No, Maria wasn't unfaithful to Mordred. It was his hate that made him think something like that. Hate and jealousy towards his brother, even though the two of them fought many battles together, side by side. But that was before they came to Black Mirror. Something here changed Mordred, contaminated his heart. He mistrusted everyone. His soldiers, his wife, his brother, became more and more withdrawn, became arrogant. Finally, he looked at his own child and didn't recognize it. Thought he could see similarities with his brother in his face. He wanted to kill it, but no one knows if he did. One thing's for sure. He snatched it from Maria and took it into the catacombs under the castle. In her desperation, Maria called for Marcus, begged him for help. For Mordred, this was further evidence to support his suspicion. Marcus came, challenged Mordred to a duel, and killed him. But he didn't find the child, no matter how he searched. It was as though he'd disappeared.
What kind of curse is it?
Before Mordred died, he put a curse on Marcus's male descendants. They were to complete his work. One day a golden devoted to evil would be born, who would bring Mordred back to the realm of the living.
And Angelina wanted to have his power. But why, if only the male Gordons were cursed?
Because you're twins. The curse must have somehow got mixed up.
How's that?
I'm sorry. I can't tell you any more, Adrian. It is just an assumption.
What?
Adrian, we've no time to lose. You're the last Gordon of the Marcus lineage. The castle should belong to you. Give me some paper and a pen. There, in the drawer. I must confirm your true identity. Otherwise, no one will know that you're the lawful heir. Hurry. I can feel my strength waning, Adrian. My life's coming to an end.
No, Victoria, please. I need you. I won't know what to do without you.
Without me, you might not have been in this position. We were very thorough when it came to you. He even had you a death certificate drawn up.
Let me guess. Dr. Herman did that.
We made a mistake. Forgive me, Adrian.
It's all right. You only wanted to protect me. But it might have been better if I'd known what it was about. Then I might not have walked into Angelina's trap. What can you tell me about the ritual chamber?
I've never been there myself. But apparently Mordred's power is strongest there. That place is not of this world. It's in the Shade World.
I think me and Angelina, we heard Mordred when we were there.
What exactly happened in the ritual chamber?
Well, I completed all of the tasks, spilt my blood on the relief.
And did you speak the words?
I think so.
Oh God, Adrian, then the ritual's complete. You've laid open the way for Mordred.
What do you mean? Am I cursed now?
Worse, Adrian. Worse. Mordred's spirit is now in you. Adrian, in you. Oh my God, Adrian, what have you done?
Mordred is inside me? Oh, hell, that's exactly what I feared.
Stay calm. Let's stay calm and think. How do you feel? Is anything different?
Yes, there are these visions. They feel quite real. They're sick, violent, but maybe they aren't anymore. I wanted to go for Murray's throat earlier. That definitely wasn't a vision.
When did you see the White Lady last?
Just now, in front of the castle.
Then you haven't yet done evil. Your heart is still pure. You're strong, Adrian. You've managed to resist, and you must continue to do so. Resist Mordred for as long as you can. He will get stronger and stronger, and you will get weaker. He wants to control you. At some point, he will take control of you.
How can I prevent Mordred from controlling me?
There are only two ways to banish him. Mordred's vessel must be destroyed. You know what I mean by that.
I guess you mean the Samuel variety? A little jump from the tower, directly onto a pointy iron fence. Sounds tempting.
It's certainly the easier option.
Really? What would the difficult one be then?
You have to go back to where everything began.
To the ritual chamber? But it's buried.
Where everything began.
But do you mean where Mordred uttered the curse?
It's all written in the book.
In which book?
I'm so tired, Adrian. I can't go on.
No, please don't close your eyes now, Victoria. Stay awake, please. Just tell me what book you're talking about. A chronicle or the Bible?
The book. Please read it. In the room.
Which room?
Under the ground. The 6 menhirs will point you to the entrance.
Which menhirs?
The path begins there. The path. You have to follow to the end. To the very end.
Do you mean the big stones around the castle?
Start there. Search at the menhirs. Adrian, promise me.
Yes, I'll do it.
Promise me.
Yes, I promise. Victoria, please wait. There's so much you have to tell me. Victoria.
What are you doing here? How did you get in?
She's dying. Do something. Quick.
Leave now.